Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Chesapeake Area Consortium for Higher Education's recognition ceremony for the Physical Therapist Assistant Program Class of 2020. This is a very special occasion, and we are here to honor our 22nd graduating class. My name is Patricia Brady, and I am the director of the PTA program. I would first like to introduce our honored guests in the audience and have them unmute and say hello after I introduce you. Dr. David Thomas, Assistant Dean, Health Sciences and Strategic Initiatives at Arundel Community College.
Hello and good evening, everyone.
Dr. Carol Wilson Robbins, Professor of Kinesiology and Wellness and PTA Program Coordinator, Chesapeake College.
Good evening, everyone.
Dr. Laura Polk, Acting Dean for the School of Science and Health, College of Southern Maryland.
Good evening, everyone.
And from our PTA faculty, Dr. Linda Johnson, Academic Coordinator of Clinical Education.
Good evening, everyone.
Dr. Lorraine Fry, Academic Coordinator.
Good evening, everyone.
Honored graduates, clinical faculty, families, and friends of our graduating class and alumni of the program, I am so proud to announce that with the addition of these 21 graduates, we will have a total of 474 program graduates in the field of physical therapy as physical therapist assistants. I would like to begin tonight by giving you a brief background of our unique and award-winning PTA program. The Chesapeake Area Consortium for Higher Education, or CASH, was developed in 1996 in an attempt to reduce costs of setting up multiple PTA programs in the region and make programs accessible to interested students across the state of Maryland. It is a very innovative way of providing a PTA program, and we're one of only a few true PTA consortium programs in the country. Those individuals I introduced earlier, as well as other deans, vice presidents, and presidents from the 3 colleges, were instrumental in developing and implementing this innovative concept and deserve recognition for being visionaries in the delivery of allied health programs at all 3 colleges, Arundel Community College, Chesapeake College, and the College of Southern Maryland. Our current CASH Executive Board of Directors is made up of David Harper, Vice President for Workforce and Academic Programs, Chesapeake College, Dr. Eileen Abel, Vice President of Academic Affairs, College of Southern Maryland, and Dr. Mike Gavin, Vice President for Learning, Arundel Community College. Each of them has asked me to extend their sincere congratulations and best wishes to our guests tonight, and especially to the graduates. In the past years, the program received 2 significant awards. One is the award for Outstanding Program in Career and Technical Education in Maryland from the Maryland State Education Department. The award was received in recognition of the innovative nature of the program and inclusion of 9 Maryland counties in PTA education. The program also received a governor's citation for similar achievements. These and other accolades would not have been possible if it were not for the dedication of the administration and board members at each of the 3 colleges and the commitment of the college presidents to the success of this consortium. So that's a summary of where the program has come from, but the program today that carries out the mission and goals continues to be successful due to the dedication of our core faculty and 10 adjunct faculty who provide us with the necessary expertise to deliver a quality education for our students. The caliber of our graduates is a lasting testimony to the enthusiasm, professional excellence, and dedication of our faculty, and I thank them all very, very much. I'd like to tell you about 2 special people who spend their days and many of their nights working to help the students be successful. Linda Johnson, our academic coordinator of clinical education, and Lorraine Fry, our academic coordinator. Every year, Linda is the matrix that connects students' academics with clinical practice. She has done this with precision for 15 years. This year, the pandemic threw us all a giant curveball, and yet Linda was able to stay focused, communicate with all clinical sites in the region, and develop a plan for the students to complete their final clinical rotation. Many therapy students across the country were not so lucky, and they didn't have a Linda on their side and didn't finish their clinical rotations. Her ability to support the students and the clinical community is a big part of why we are here today to celebrate these graduates. Lorraine Fry also played such a big role in the graduates' lives. In particular, during this pandemic, she has been their bridge to the license exam and has been holding a light for them to get over that bridge. When clinicals were delayed and the licensing exam was delayed, the students needed that light to give them hope and encouragement. That's Lorraine. Even though these 21 graduates are no longer students, she continues to guide their study plans, and she meets regularly with them to help them feel prepared for the October license exam. On a personal note, I know I would have not survived my first year as program director without them both. I feel so blessed to work with such skilled and caring professionals. Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Linda. So graduates, I have one last time to talk to you. This ceremony is to recognize the effort and determination you've shown to get to this point. Every class before you has been recognized and celebrated, and you certainly have earned those laurels. As you may recall, I often warned you not to rest on those laurels. Well, now go ahead, take a rest, and take a big breath. As I've listened to graduation ceremonies during this unprecedented pandemic, the words resilience and perseverance come up. It has been very tough to be in a constant state of figure it out as we go. And as we move onward this next year, our strength and perspective will serve us well. But what I want to talk to you about is different than about the rocky road you've traveled to get here. I want to say, welcome. Welcome to the family of healthcare first responders. You are joining 650,000 rehab professionals across this country who say, let me help you. Who say, I will risk my safety to care for you. You have made that transition from I to we more than anyone can expect. Through these last 6 months, you've become more unified in your goal and passion to get out to the clinics and hospitals and contribute to the care of the patients in our community. I couldn't be more proud to see how you dug in and pushed forward to complete this program and join the healthcare family. The pandemic scared and worried the community, but you said, I still want to be a PTA. The pandemic made how we work so different. Face masks, social distancing, gloves. But you said, I will care for my patient because they need me. The pandemic derailed your time frame to graduate, but you said, let me be sure I'm ready in October. Get me finished so I can get out and help the patients. Know how proud of you I am and how special each of you are, not only to me, but to our community. One of my favorite songs is called These Are Days by the 10,000 Maniacs. There's a verse in that song that I think rings true for us in the healthcare professions because it speaks to our special relationship to the patients we care for. And it speaks to how fortunate we are to do what we do. That verse reads, "These are days you'll remember, to be part of the miracles you see in every hour. You'll know it's true that you are blessed and lucky. It's true that you are touched by something that will grow and bloom in you." Perhaps over the past 2 years, while writing some research papers, studying for exams, practicing for comps, you may not have felt the growing and the blooming so much, but I hope that now you can see that all your dedication and perseverance has brought you to this point. Graduates who are ready to do the good work of physical therapy, the world awaits you. I would now like to introduce Dr. Linda Johnson, Academic Coordinator of Clinical Education.
Thank you, Pat, and thank you for your support of clinical education. Good evening. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We're finally here. Besides teaching, my primary role is to coordinate the clinical education portion of the curriculum. This involves setting up clinical sites for each student, orienting the students and clinical faculty, and conducting site visits for students during their courses. The students spend approximately 630 hours divided over 4 courses in clinic so that they can apply the skills they have learned in the classroom to real patients. We strive to develop students who will demonstrate the highest level of clinical competence, ethical standards, and safe practice during their clinical rotations. Each clinical instructor that works with our students takes on this responsibility with no financial incentive. They donate their time with students because they love to teach. I would like to take a minute to pay tribute to our site coordinators of clinical education and our clinical instructors for their support of these students and our program. Now for the graduates. Once again, congratulations. We know all the sacrifices each of you made to get here tonight. Remember back to your first day of orientation, feeling overwhelmed, but so excited to move forward with your new career path. You chose this path, accepting the demands of a program that was designed to help you develop into a successful PTA, and trusting that your hard work and perseverance would help you reach that finish line. With each semester, you navigated each new challenge with an expanded foundation that supported your growth as a student and clinician. As with all classes, you rose to that occasion in neuro, meeting the challenges in the course developed to foster critical thinking and accepting learning risks in real time. You may recall one of the principles of motor learning, the primacy-recency effect. How easy it is for recent events to suppress the memory of previous learning during your time in the program. The recent events related to the pandemic should not overshadow all of your hard work and efforts over the 2 years, but rather show how it prepared you for the changes you are about to encounter. I will never forget Friday the 13th. That is March 13th. It was your final comp in neuro. A few days earlier, we started to hear rumblings that the college may close. And I just kept thinking, get them through this comp. Then it was spring break. I think of it as the fall. Clinical sites started pulling out. And within a couple of weeks, it became apparent that May graduation was no longer feasible. The hardest thing for me and the greatest challenge of my tenure as ACCE was not facing that reality, but rather sharing it with you. Throughout the next months, as we navigated these uncharted waters, I cannot begin to express how much it meant to me that you shared your support and trust that together we would see this through. I have joked with previous classes that once they cross the finish line, please don't be surprised if I come across you in a clinical site and I can't recall what year you graduated. It all becomes a blur. But I will never forget the class of 2020 because that's the class of iron steel. You will encounter both rewards and challenges in your new profession, and I'm so proud and also confident that the professionalism you exhibited to cope with these extremes will help you to continue to grow and find success in your new career path. Our students have responsibilities to both themselves and our profession. As our program faces new and rising challenges in clinical education, we're grateful for you and your outstanding clinical performance and the role you played in representing our program. As I look back over the year, a lot has changed and change is constant. What has not changed is the commitment from our program and clinical faculty to develop students to those highest standards of best practice. When asked what program you came from, we always want you to share with pride that you are a CASH program alumni. As you have heard before, your learning is just beginning, and there are many paths you can take from here, and I hope each of you will consider clinical instruction in your future. You all have a lot to offer future students, and to teach is to learn twice, and the satisfaction from teaching is tremendous. I wish you all the best as you open a new chapter in this journey in physical therapy. Follow your dreams, take those learning risks, and continue to declare yourselves lifelong learners. Good luck to each of you, and celebrate your accomplishments and your perseverance. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. And now it's time for some awards and recognitions. Each year, the faculty selects the Outstanding Graduate Award for Physical Therapist Assistant from each of the 3 colleges in our consortium. To be eligible for the Outstanding Graduate Award, the student must be graduating from the PTA program and holding at least a 3.5 cumulative grade point average. In addition to the eligibility requirements, the student must have demonstrated outstanding clinical and academic performance, demonstrated professionalism, and be a positive influence on the program and their peers. The PTA faculty review the student's overall GPA as well as clinical performance throughout the program. Nominations are then submitted by the faculty to the deans and chairs at their respective colleges. The first award tonight is the Outstanding Graduate Award for PTA from Chesapeake College. Dr. Carol Wilson Robbins will present this award to our recipient.
Thanks, Pat. I can't tell you how pleased I am that we've gotten to this point. I know that I'm not the only person that feels that way. This has been a challenging time, but shout out to all of you for everything you've accomplished and the way that you stuck to it and didn't give up. So kudos to you. I also want to just take a quick second to shout out to the other all the graduates from Chesapeake College, Tracy, Ben, Megan, Andrew, Taylor. Way to go, guys. Super proud of representing Chesapeake College. But I can only award one outstanding graduate, and this year's recipient is Benjamin Hillier. He's a graduate of Chesapeake College in the CASH PTA program. He consistently demonstrated academic and clinical excellence throughout the program and demonstrated exceptional professionalism and positivity. He completed his clinical courses at the University of Maryland Shore Regional Medical Center at Easton, Aquacare Rehabilitation at Easton, Tidewater Physical Therapy in Easton, and also the Center for Advanced Orthopedics in Chestertown. Ben is an excellent student and team player. The faculty highly recommended him for this award. Congratulations, Ben.
The next award, well, my congratulations to Ben, of course. The next award is the College of Southern Maryland's Award for Academic Achievement in PTA. Dr. Laura Polk will present this award to our recipient.
Thank you, Dr. Brady, and good evening again, everyone. I also want to bring greetings from Dr. Maureen Murphy, the president of our college, and again from Dr. Eileen Abel, the vice president for academic affairs. We are incredibly excited and proud of our CSM graduates this year, particularly when you think about the level of distance learning, the travel back and forth between Southern Maryland and Arundel Community College for labs, and throughout the region to complete all of your clinical hours. It's absolutely extraordinary that you have managed to accomplish that during the pandemic, and that we're here tonight to celebrate your accomplishments. This year, the College of Southern Maryland's Award for Academic Achievement in PTA, the recipient is Brittany Kalita. Brittany is one of our graduates. She's demonstrated outstanding academics and clinical skills during her 2 years in the PTA program. The clinical courses that she completed were at MedStar Southern Maryland Hospital, Calvert Health Rehab Dunkirk, NovaCare Old Line Center, and Elite Care Physical Therapy. She's been identified as an exceptional student. The faculty highly recommended her for this award, and I'm very proud of her achievement. Congratulations, Brittany.
Thank you everyone for the support. I'm really glad that you guys are with me through this journey.
Thank you, Brittany, and congratulations. Next is the Outstanding Graduate Award for PTA from Arundel Community College. Dr. David Thomas will present this award to the recipient.
Thank you, Pat. First, I just want to give a real quick shout out to Pat, Linda, and Lorraine, as well as the adjunct faculty in this program. I know it was very, very hard for the students, but it was equally, or maybe even a different way of being very challenging and difficult for your faculty. And Pat, Linda, and Lorraine, you're such an awesome team. And I just wanted to give you an extra thank you for guiding these students and now graduates to their chosen profession. And it's pretty awesome to be part of this tonight. So thank you. I have the honor tonight to give the outstanding graduate from Arundel Community College in the PTA program to Ashley Forsyth. Ashley is a graduate of Arundel Community College in the CASH PTA program. Throughout her 2 years in the program, she's demonstrated exceptional professionalism and an outstanding performance. She completed her clinical courses at Annapolis Family Physical Therapy, Anne Arundel Medical Group Physical Therapy in Severna Park, Future Care Chesapeake, and Motion PT also in Severna Park. Ashley consistently demonstrated both academic and clinical excellence throughout the entire program, and the faculty highly recommended her for this award. Ashley, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And my congratulations as well. Congratulations, Ashley. The next award is the Jack Love Sprague Scholarship. This scholarship is offered by the family of Carol Sprague, who is a 2002 CASH PTA graduate, and it is in honor of her grandson, Jack. This award goes to an eligible College of Southern Maryland student in the second year of the program. This year's recipient of the Jack Love Sprague Award is Kelsey Oliver from the College of Southern Maryland class of 2021. Congratulations, Kelsey. The next award tonight is very special because it honors our alumni, and this CASH Distinguished Alumni Award recognizes a program graduate who has performed with distinction in the field of physical therapy and or made significant contribution to the community. The distinguished alumnus also embodies the philosophy and mission of the PTA program, which is to educate students to become competent and caring, who hold high ethical standards, demonstrate critical thinking, and communicate effectively with diverse populations. It is a pleasure to announce the 2020 Distinguished Alumni recipient is Cindy Madsen. And, oh, I gotta show the award. Soon in a mailbox near you, Cindy, will be this beautiful award for you in its own beautiful box. I have a few words to say about Cindy before I turn over the screen for her. Cindy came to the physical therapy field from a teaching background. She earned a bachelor's degree in health and physical education from Frostburg University and taught physical education in Harford County. She also coached field hockey and lacrosse. She married and moved to Arundel County, where she and her husband owned and operated 2 restaurants. When they sold the restaurants, she made a career change and entered the CASH PTA program. Cindy graduated from our program in 2006, and she's been working for Baltimore Washington Medical Center since graduation, 15 years plus. Cindy shared with me that she never thought that acute care would be the practice setting for her, but loves it and feels that it never gets old. She says that every day she feels she has changed someone's life for the better. How wonderful to hear that. And I know for sure Cindy does change lives. She has given back to the program by serving as a clinical instructor at BWMC. She enjoys and works hard sharing her knowledge with all her students. By our count, over 25 students have been fortunate to call Cindy their clinical instructor. Cindy's dedication to the profession and her patients is clear, but she also treasures time with her family, including her 3 children, Kevin, Carrie, Chris, and 2 grandchildren, Jack and Evelyn. I'd like to take a moment to read from the nomination we received for Cindy. It came from one of her many students. And I quote, "I think she's been a fabulous CI and a great representation of our program and the profession as a PTA for the past several years. Her story also touches my heart, knowing that she has not only been a fabulous PTA rock star in the hospital, but also for several years was the sole care provider at home for both of her elderly parents. She's a great advocate for her patients and for other PTAs working in the hospital and for the profession as a whole, always working to help educate and inform others about what it is we do and can do to contribute to patient care. I don't know what they would do without her at BWMC. I'm so honored and lucky to have been one of her students to watch and learn from her. Cindy, the faculty and I are all very proud of your accomplishments and want to say a big, big congratulations. Please say hello to our graduates and attendees and share some of your thoughts.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank Dave, Pat, and Linda and the CASH program for awarding me this honor. 16 years ago, I went back to school to start a new career. And with the help of my study buddies, Shannon, Kathy, and Stacy, and the help and support of my children, I learned how to study again. And I got through it, graduating, and started working immediately at Baltimore Washington Medical Center, which had been my 3rd clinical rotation in acute care, which was never on my radar. Dave used to talk about how much he loved it. And I just thought, I'll do it, but the hospital's not for me. I thought I'd be like everybody else and go to an outpatient and deal with young athletes that wanted to get back on the field. But I fell in love with acute care. I just fell in love with it. So thanks to all of my wonderful colleagues also at BWMC, I've continued to learn and to grow in this profession. Linda mentioned the satisfaction you get from teaching, and she's absolutely right. I love teaching. I love sharing what I can with a lot of students, and I always learn from my fellow PTs and PTAs. So it's very gratifying to go to work every day, knowing that you can change someone's life for the better. So I want to wish all of you the best of luck. You've been given a great start on a very rewarding career. Never stop learning and always enjoy making lives better. I certainly have. And thank you again.
That's great, Cindy. So
Thank
good
you.
to see you and hear those wise words. The graduates will take them to heart, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Lastly, there is a final award tonight for a very special person who's been a part of making this program run for as long as I've been here. This award has been very hard earned by listening to every PTA lecture multiple times over during all these years of distance learning, by coming to our rescue with any audio visual glitch, and there have been at least 100, by constantly exhibiting all the traits of a graduate of our PTA program: professionalism, critical thinking, and compassion. This is the very first award for honorary physical therapist assistant made by the program, and it is to John Wood. The students know how essential John has been. Hey, John. To our distance learning. He's still behind the scenes. Thank you for showing your face to us. And thanks for making this ceremony happen. Come by my office, I'll give you this.
Okay, thank you.
A man of few words. A man of few words, but a lot of action.
That's why I stay behind the camera.
Yeah. Thanks, John. Especially these days. Oh boy. So now I would like to introduce and give the screen to Courtney Allen, the PTA Class of 2020 President.
Thank you, Pat. And hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Allen, and I'm the Cash PTA Class President of the Class of 2020. First off, I wanted to thank all of our friends and family for tuning in tonight to support us. We literally could not have done this without you. So cheers to all of you. When I first sat down to write this speech, the only thing I could think of to say was damn. And Pat, I know I'm going to owe you some money for that one. I'm sorry. But I didn't even think we were going to make it to this day. And I'm so happy that I can finally say we made it. Let me first take you back to August 2018. We were all sitting in a small room in the Floristano building. We didn't know the person sitting next to us, and we were just freaking out about all the information Dave and Pat and Linda and Lorraine were giving us. I don't think any of us actually remembered anything from that day. However, I do remember Dave Thomas standing in front of us saying we have so many hoops to jump through, and that day was the first of many hurdles. But I don't think even Dave Thomas himself could have predicted the biggest hurdle of all, COVID-19. That day in March that we found out that we would not be starting clinic was the most devastating day of our lives. We thought we could finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we were so close, but it was like the rug was pulled out from underneath us. This class didn't let the worst pandemic in recent history stop us. We looked in the face of adversity and said, "Not today, Satan." The PTA class of 2020 is the most passionate, empathetic, hardworking, and determined class the PT world has ever seen. Everyone sitting in front of me today comes from different backgrounds, and that is what makes us all so special. We bring different perspectives to the table and help us solve problems. Some of us were hairdressers, servers, and even Amazon workers, but in this moment, we are all physical therapist assistants. Now, we are best friends with the person sitting next to us, even if it is through Zoom. They have supported us through our successes and failures. They have seen us at our highest and lowest points. They have been a shoulder to cry on and a friend to laugh with, and we have finally made it to the finish line together. I think this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt perfectly sums up the last 2 years. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing that you think you cannot do. So go out there and be the best physical therapist assistant you can possibly be. Life is a journey. Day by day we learn. And this is the beginning of our journey. Congratulations to the PTA class of 2020 and cheers to us. Thank you, everyone.
That was wonderful. Is that a wine? You're really doing a cheers?
Yeah, we made it. We deserve it.
Okay, I cheers you with water. That was wonderful. Very, very touching. Now we're going to get a glimpse of what life was like for this class of 2020. We're going to see a video that was put together by the one and only Brittany Kaleda. There were photos and some video clips submitted by classmates. And we talked about a lot of your hard work, but I think we're going to see a little bit of fun that you had along the way as well. So we're going to take a look at that. Wow. That was beautiful. Well done. That was very beautiful. I miss seeing all of your smiling faces and all the laughs. All right, I would now like to introduce and give the screen to Dr. Lorraine Fry.
Thank you, Pat. Now it has come time for us to present the graduates of the class of 2020. Courtney Allen. Danielle Cook. Riley Cox. Tracy Crane. Taylor Deegan. Malcolm Diggs.
Just a few words from me. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my wonderful parents for their love and support, not just these 2 years, but the 22 years that I've been alive now. So I thank y'all so much for your love and also your patience. I know how I can be when I'm overwhelmed and stressed, but you guys stuck with it and helped me get through. So I thank you so much. These last 2 years have been nothing short of memorable. I'm sure you all can agree. There's been ups, there's been downs, whether it's stressing out in the lobby over a comp or celebrating everyone passing that same comp the day after or anything like that. So through it all, we got through it together. And I can't even say how much I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Dave, Pat, Linda, Lorraine, thank you so much for the knowledge that you've given us and tools to help us succeed. All the work and the hours that you put in, we appreciate it so much. We can't wait to see how the program goes as well as how we can use that knowledge in the future. So thank y'all.
Philip Folderauer. Ashley Forsyth. Jake Hahn. Benjamin Hillier.
I would like to first off apologize for losing my internet connection earlier during the awards. I want to say thank you, Dr. Carol Wilson Robbins, for that. I really do appreciate it. I know I, as well as every other student in this program, definitely worked as hard as I did and we all did to be where we are today. Like Courtney said in her speech, we definitely looked fear in the face, and I think we all did a wonderful job at triumphing through this terrible time. I definitely want to first thank my family. They're here with me right now. My girlfriend, Lexi, my brother, Amy, my niece, she just turned 1, as well as all the faculty. Pat, I have to say, you're probably one of my favorite instructors I've ever had in my 7 years of college. So thank you. Lorraine, Dave, Linda, I just want to thank you all so much for being basically just, the stepping stones and helping me as well as all the students get to where we are today. And I think I could speak for everybody by saying we all truly appreciate it. And I hope we can all stay in touch as colleagues as we go into the future. So thank you very much.
Courtney Hodges. Andrew Huddleston. Brittany Kalita. Irene Leharaga. Megan Lewis. Stephanie Master. Jana Noyes. Kara Smithberger. Mark Tomanak.
And I just want to thank my parents for all support, my all the CIs and patients that I had for their constructive feedback, as well as my teachers as well. I want to also thank my siblings and in-laws just to help me procrastinate, to help relax and get through some things. And last but not least, I want to thank my Saturday morning cartoons and anime for teaching me to never give up.
Virioska Torres.
Quería agradecer a todos los que han apoyado a mi nueva carrera, amigos, familia e instructores de CASH PTA, instructores clínicos, familia de mi Zumba. Muchas gracias a todos por su amor, sabiduría, consuelo y aliento. Y a mis compañeros a través de sangre, sudor, bebidas, lágrimas, taquicardias, finalmente lo logramos. I wanted to thank all of you who have supported my journey, my friends, family, CASH PTA instructors, clinical instructors, my Zumba family. Thank you all so much for your love, wisdom, consolation, and encouragement. And to my colleagues, through blood, sweat, drinks, tears, and tachycardias, we finally did it.
Stephen Wagner. Please join me in congratulating the CASH PTA class of 2020 on their achievement.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Lorraine. For everyone there out in the Zoom world, this was our very first virtual recognition ceremony. We are thrilled to recognize these students and celebrate their accomplishments. One day soon, I hope to see each of you in person, shake your hand, and give you a hug, if you'll let me. In the meantime, let's have everyone unmute yourselves and join me in a round of applause and some whoop whoop for the grads.
So proud.
One day soon, I hope.
Great job.
This officially concludes our ceremony. Thank you everyone for your participation and making this event special. Everyone, please go and enjoy the rest of your evening. Until we meet again.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
Bye-bye.
Pat.
Bye-bye. I miss you. See you soon.
Bye.
Too bad.